And we're back. What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live on this beautiful Corona-free day. Today is Friday, August the 21st at 5:28 in the morning. How are you doing? So, another day of Corona. Just trying to get past all this crap. And I'm really excited for it. This last Monday, my wife and I had our anniversary, which was cool. We didn't go anywhere. And it was bittersweet because it's like, yeah, you know...
Bluetooth disconnected.
Sorry about that. Anyway, it was a bittersweet moment because, yeah, you're celebrating an anniversary, a good moment with somebody. But then again, it's awkward because you don't really have places to celebrate at, things to go. And then you also think about the environment around you. Here's the thing. I dream. In other words, I'm looking forward to... All I'm really dreaming now is of dreaming other things. And that's kind of a complicated thing to say, so I'll break it down. Here's what I'm getting at. Right now, it's like I'm hoping that whenever this thing gets back to normal, that it will be back to the normal that everyone was used to. There's a scene in a film called Fight Club where a guy, basically, it was a crazy scene. What happened was this guy broke into, it was like a pharmacy or something like that, took a gun out, put it to a guy's head. It was like a crazy serious moment. And the guy that has a gun has somebody with him that didn't expect that he would do this at all. He's like, what the hell are you doing? And he takes out his wallet and he says, hey, listen, I've seen your face. He's like, what did you want to do with your life? And he said, he wanted to be something else. Whatever he said was his dream. And he said, and here you are getting ready to get shot in the face at a gas station because this is what you do for a job now, and this is your life. He says, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to visit you in 30 days, and if you're not on your way to med school or whatever it was, I'm going to come back and end you. Then he pushed the guy away, and he threatened. He said he knows where you live. He gave him back his wallet, and that was that. And then the guy that was with the guy that had the gun the whole time, he said, what the hell are you doing? Why'd you do that? He says, can you imagine how tomorrow morning is going to feel? That guy, in a lot of ways, is going to feel like it's his first day of life all over again. Now he has something motivating, because the thing is, every single day, life is ticking past, life is ticking by, and you have less days, not more days. And that's how I believe, that's how I live, that's how I think, that's how I breathe, that's how I rock, all right? But what I'm getting at is this. He said tomorrow his coffee is going to taste better than ever before. He's going to be more thankful for the people around him. He's going to be more dedicated to block out all distractions, go through any hard work he has to just to get to his end goal. And 30 days from now, I hope that maybe, if there was ever a way I could visit him, and he would thank me. Now the last part is a stretch. And you know what? I take that back. I'm pretty sure that whole visiting thing he wasn't even saying, but I think it was like indirectly stated. Which is basically, I wish I could see the favor that I did for this guy. Now, the guy who had the gun, his friend is looking at him like, this guy's a fucking psychopath. And then he's also sort of like realizing he's 100% right. Here's what I'm getting at. I'm looking forward, I am dreaming that when I start to do comedy again, and the world goes back to the way it was before, that it will be not just... But here's the thing. I believe everyone will appreciate it more. And that's a bigger point of what I'm getting at. I believe that everybody will be more thankful. And even if nobody else in the world is, I know I am. Because when I have an anniversary that I don't have a way to celebrate, when I have, you know what I'm looking forward to this entire weekend? My entire weekend, I always dedicate myself to comedy first. I do. It's who I am. Amongst other things, but it's who I am. This whole weekend, as I do almost every weekend, but I'm just highlighting a fact, just making the point. I'm going to be writing comedy for stage time that I'm building off of shows that I haven't even ever had. So what I'm saying is I'm basically building off of material that I haven't even had a chance to work on. And continuing the cycle of writing comedy and building off of other comedy without it ever being proven to be true. Now, I try to vet my material as much as possible, but the way you ideally write comedy, I mean, not exactly, but it's just like a basic structure of what I'm saying. You want to be able to build off of stuff that you know is effective before moving on to more stuff. Here's the thing. I got 25 minutes of new material. I vetted it in every way possible, between the gas station, grocery store, parking lots, you name it. Always improvising to make it happen. And I'm getting it done. But here's what I'm getting at. I haven't really done it on a stage in that environment. Zero distractions, that kind of thing, right? Before writing more material built off of that material, you want to make sure it's solid. You know? Because this way, is material transitions and stuff like that, I know I'm building off of a solid foundation. But all I can do is it's better than doing nothing, so I'm doing something. I'm looking forward so much to going back the way things were, but honestly, I mean, you look at what's happening in the comedy world. Joe Rogan is moving to Austin. Great. God bless you. Brendan Shaw, Brian Callen. Who knows if that band is going to stick together. It's a great show. You know, it seems like everybody in the comedy world, the Comedy Store is closed down. All of California is closed down. You got to everything is getting so crazy. And if it was possible, even if the whole world wasn't thankful, I'm only going to be more motivated. I already am, but I'm only going to be more motivated and more thankful for when everything returns to normal, because right now it's not. Right now it's not. You know, I really wish that even when everything does return back to a normal, I honestly don't even see how people could ever act the way they did before, with not just all this crazy tsunami of circumstances between Black Lives Matter, defund the police, Corona, presidential elections, not my president, like all this stuff. Okay? But the fact that it's all happening at once. This has been the most cataclysmic, impacting year ever. You might have one of these events every 10, 15, 20 years. You've had all of them recently. And the amount of change that this has sparked, not just in the country, but worldwide, in sports and absolutely everything, has been immense. You know, I don't believe there's ever going to be another president of the United States that the whole country is like, that's my guy. That's, you know what? Even if you didn't vote for him, they're going to be like, I didn't vote for him. I mean, you're talking about two great people. I wanted my greatness. This is a different kind of great. I don't believe there's going to be one guy I believe that the country, and I hate saying this, I'm not going to say hate, but it's weird. But I don't believe the country is ever going to have the level of unity that it ever had before, unless, and I hate saying this, but it's true, unless there was an attack against America. And I hate saying that, but let me just bring it back for a second. 9/11 happens. The country is more united than ever before. You got American flags here, you got American flags there, everybody's patriotic, they're being nicer, they're friendlier. And it's a horrible thing. Not the niceness and friendliness, but I'm saying it's a very unthankful, ungrateful thing that when the country doesn't have an enemy, it creates one within itself, is what I'm getting at. And here I am on a Friday talking with whoever in the world right now, and I'm thankful for your time. I really am. And you know what? I keep telling this to my wife. As horrible as all these situations are, I'm still employed. I still got a job. I'm still doing jiu-jitsu. I still am working on comedy. I have so much to live for, and so much that I'm thankful for. And I've always been motivated. I'm always, I'm not a positive guy by any means. I believe that when people like stay positive, there's a big difference between being positive and being negative, which is like pessimistic, and just sort of being realistic. Here's the thing: I create my positivity. I create greatness, and that may sound cocky or arrogant or whatever, but here's what I'm getting at. It does. I create greatness. That sounds cocky as hell, but here's what I'm getting at. What I mean by that is that I create my positivity. When there's nothing going on, I make something going on. Okay? I work for my results. And I'm working on comedy to be great. And when I put in all my hard work, it's not necessarily that I'm not thankful when people are laughing at my material or if I get recognition doing something. It's expected. It's expected that people say those things because of how hard I know that I put work into it. So instead of getting an ego and being like, oh, yeah, that's right, I'm awesome, I'm this, I'm that, I don't. I say thanks back, or I observe it, and I'm appreciative, and I just move on. Compliments do nothing for me. But I do observe them, and I appreciate them. I do. But you gotta create great. In order to be great, you gotta create great. If you put in that hard work, you shouldn't be surprised when you get compliments, because compliments nowadays, I hate to say it, well, again, there's the hate. It's not about hate. The truth is, a lot of people give compliments just to be nice. But when it's genuine, and it's unplanned, or if it's deserved, it's expected, because you know how hard you're working. And it is, if anything, it's recognition. It's recognition to the hard work that you're doing in your job, your task, your passion, whatever it might be. And when it's something like my comedy or jiu-jitsu, I observe it, it's appreciative, but I move on, because I don't like to, I feel like when people get compliments, they really just stick to that moment, and they feel like they're done. It's a weird thing. When you get a compliment, you feel like you should stop trying because you've reached something. It is, it's weird. Someone's like, wow, you look great. Somebody might say, hey, thanks, if they lost weight or something like that. They might just think like, all right, I'm getting a lot of compliments, so I'll just maintain this weight. Maybe you need to lose more. Maybe you're saying you're looking great because of how much you lost. Maybe you're not all the way there. It could be any circumstance, fill in the blank, but I'm just saying. So yeah, I'm real looking forward to getting back to whatever the new normal is. That's what I should call it, the new normal. But then again, that new normal, it's going to be a first, because as of now, it's still ongoing, and there is no sight as far as when this thing will go back to normal. And not just with the corona, with every other thing. So, anyway, this is your humble guest. This is your humble host, Benja Welldone. I'm pulling up to the building to do that work. That's the reason I got my gi on, of course. Hope everybody has a beautiful day today. Stay thankful. Create results. Create greatness. Do that damn thing. And y'all take care of yourself. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Peace.